Let me guess, you waking up every single morning and it feels like Christmas, but there are no stockings on the fireplace. There is no fat man coming down the chimney, but there is fantasy basketball on the way. In this episode, we're going to talk about 10 players that you need to target in your points league fantasy basketball drafts. We believe every NBA fan that plays fantasy football should also play fantasy basketball. So we are here cooking up some new for you. And I just want to say one thing before we start the episode. I mentioned recently that in every new episode, I would be giving away a piece of my personal NBA collectible collection. And 2 videos that came out, I think 3 maybe, I did not give something away. And it's because them joints was pre-recorded. I didn't have, that idea when I created that content. But I'm a man of my word. And for this episode, oh baby, LaMelo Ball rookie card. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. We're going to give away this LaMelo Ball rookie card. All you need to do to enter is comment on this video, and the video needs to get 100 likes. So if we can get this up to 100 likes, and if you comment, just know that you have a chance to win this. I will note that I'm selecting the winner randomly, and the more thoughtful and insightful your comment, the more you will stand out. So if you could just don't just give me like 2 heart emojis and be like, "You're awesome, Robin." Nah, B, I'm good. I'm good on that. Create an insightful response to the video. Disagree with something respectfully, that's fine. Or agree, whatever it is, and you will be entered to win this card. But remember, we need 100 likes, so make sure you share it to your friends so you can actually have a chance to win, because you're going to create the most amazing comment. With that being said, let's jump right into the get down. The first player we want to talk about is Trey Young. This guy I am targeting everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. If I have a top 5 pick, top 6 pick, maybe even top 7 pick, I'm not going to take him. There are other guys that I'm looking at. But as we get into the 8s, the 9s, definitely like the 10s, 11s, I'm looking at Trey Young. I'm definitely eyeing Trey Young. Last season, in the 23-24 season, Trey Young averaged 26 points per game, 10.8 assists, and check this out, 1.4 steals per game. Oh, baby. In the 2022-2023 season, your man Trey Young averaged 26.2, very comparable to last season, 10.2 assists, very comparable, and 1.1 steals. Why do I share the most recent stats with you? These are the years that DeJounte Murray was in town. 1 full season and about a half a season. DeJounte Murray is gone. He is in New Orleans, right? He's going to be eating crawfish with daggone Slim Zion, right? So there's an opportunity here for Trey Young not only to maintain this level of performance, which is crazy, especially for a points league. You're going to get a point for every point, and then you're going to get more points for the assists. And honestly, the steals is something that's kind of underrated in the points league space. People don't look at defensive stats as if they carry as much value, and I get it. However, one thing you want to take into consideration when thinking about a points league is that no player is out here just getting steals as their only way to contribute fantasy points. Like, let's get off of that. We can't be on this wave like, oh, like he's a defensive guy, so because he's a defensive guy, he doesn't have any value in fantasy. Well, he scored points too. Trey Young, on the other hand, is somebody that is exceptionally gifted when it comes to scoring the basketball. So for me, this is a no-brainer. If I have a later round, first round pick, like an 11, a 10, maybe even 9, man. I might even go for that. I love Trey Young. Another guy we're looking at in those early rounds is James Harden. I've seen James Harden go at the back end of the first round, but he's definitely being moved in the second round right now. And I don't give a shih tzu puppy. One thing you want to know is that James Harden produces, right? Like, I get it. This is not Frohawk, Houston, 35 a game James Harden, but he's still super, super valuable. Last season, he averaged 16.6 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 8.5 assists, and check this out, 1.1 steals. If you're playing in Yahoo points leagues, that's 3 points extra, like on top of his scoring, on top of his assists. And then he chipped in with 0.8 blocks, a little less than a block per game. The season before that, in Philadelphia, he averaged 21 a game, 6.1 rebounds, 10.7 assists. Check this out. Season before that in Brooklyn, 22 points, 7.7 rebounds, 10.3 assists. There's more. His other season in Brooklyn, 2021, he averaged 24.6 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, and 10.8 assists per game. The season before that in Houston, his last season in Houston, he averaged 7.5 assists. His season before that, 2018, 2019, 7.5 assists. So in this stage of, the reason I share that with you, in this stage of James Harden's career, he's more of a facilitator, right? And that works for us for fantasy basketball, right? So in a Yahoo league, you're going to get 1.5 assists per game. And then for ESPN, you're going to get 2 points per game for an assist. So they're weighted heavily. So it makes sense for a player like Harden to go off the board in the second round. Again, I've seen him go at the back end of the first in some drafts. I don't know if I would do that. But at the end of the day, top is off, boobies is out, hair blowing in the wind. Convertible status. Last year, we did a contest to celebrate the launch or the beginning of the new NBA season, and we're going to do it again. Last year, we gave away 2 graded NBA rookie cards. This year, we are giving away not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 graded NBA rookie cards. All you have to do to enter this contest, which is the rookie card contest, is go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a thoughtful review. It's very important that at the end of your comment, or your review, I should say, make sure you list the player that you want or the card that you want by identifying the player. So the first card we're giving away is this Darius Garland rookie card. It's a PSA 9. Really excited about giving that one away. Then the next card we're giving away is a rookie card, also a PSA 9 LaMelo Ball rookie card. And then the third card we're giving away is a SGC 10 Zach LaVine rookie card. This might be my favorite out of these 3. And the fourth card is actually a surprise. I promise you the fourth card will be the best card. But you need to write mystery in the actual review, the 5-star review that you leave. Write the word mystery if you're interested in that card. The next player we want to talk about is Karl-Anthony Towns. I did an episode about the big trade. I'm going to put a card here where you can check out that episode. So listen. So first thing I want to say about Karl-Anthony Towns is that Karl-Anthony Towns has been a producer. He's been putting up numbers for years. One of the top fantasy players for a stretch of years. And then something happened. Something shook up his world and changed his fantasy value. That was the arrival of Rudy Gobert in Minnesota. Let that sink in. When that happened, he just wasn't the same fantasy player. Let's take a look at some of his stats. Last season, he did 22-8. Season before that, 20-8. Both of those seasons were the seasons that Rudy Gobert was with him. Now check this out. 21-22, he averaged 24-9. Year before that, 24-10. Year before that, 26-10. Year before that, 24-12. You see the pattern? Rudy Gobert comes, decrease in points, decrease in rebounds, and the most important part, both years that he played with Rudy Gobert, he averaged less than a block a game. Every season of his career that he played without Rudy Gobert, and he was the center, the franchise center, which he'll be in New York, he averaged at least a block a game. And in his rookie year, he averaged 1.7 blocks per game. In 2018, 2019, he averaged 1.6 blocks a game. So all of that can happen again. I am predicting a resurgence like we've never seen in fantasy basketball. Because most times when players decline, that's just the end of the story. People bouncing back, it doesn't happen as often. Another note that I didn't mention in the video that I linked for you. Karl Anthony Towns, many of his most successful seasons were under Tom Thibodeau. And Tibbs is his coach again in New York. So people are talking about like, oh, how's he going to fit in? There's so many people, so many mouths to feed, all of these things. Nah, Tibbs is going to run that boy to the ground, and he about to cook up the real. Tibbs and Karl Anthony Towns are spinning the block. It's about to go down. I am drafting Karl Anthony Towns everywhere. Next up on this list, Skinny Zion. Leaving the Instagram baddies away. No baby mama drama. Your man put down the whopper, and it's on like popcorn. Vegan popcorn. I'm just saying. Last season, Zion Williamson averaged 23 points a game, 5.8 rebounds, 5 assists. Season before that, 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, 4.6 assists. And then in 2021, he averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Also chipped in about a steal a game. So for me, Skinny Zion is super appealing in the most professional way. Like, no funny business. I am low-key obsessed with seeing what your man Zion is going to do this season. I'm a big fan. I think he's going to do well. And honestly, the videos that I'm seeing with the way he looks physically is just a breath of fresh air for a person who was being weight shamed by the media and all of this nonsense. It's good to see the young brother is really locked in on getting better, taking care of his body. And I imagine he's going to have an amazing season. In those middle rounds, man, listen, Jaylen Johnson, oh, baby, I am telling you, I am so high on this guy. Cheech and Chong, Method Man, Redman, Cypress Hill, hits from the bong high. Tyrone Biggums, Dave Chappelle show high. I'm saying I am wildly interested in seeing what happens this season with Jaylen Johnson. DeJounte Murray's out of town, and I think one of the reasons he's out of town because this young man is showing up and showing out. The glaze is otherworldly. Last season, Jaylen Johnson averaged 16 points a game, 8.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.2 steals, and 0.8 blocks. Oh my gosh. He is stacking up the stats like a daggone stack of pancakes at IHOP, my guy. It is for real. I am all about Jaylen Johnson. Franz Wagner is one of my favorite players for points leagues. He puts up the points, but he also chips in other categories. Last season, he averaged 19.7 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 1 steal per game. Franz Wagner is somebody you have to have on your roster. From the Toronto Raptors, Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel Quickley is somebody who was like a waiver wire guy a few years ago. Now he has a starting role and has carved out a path for success for fantasy. I am all in on Immanuel Quickley. Last season, he averaged 17 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 4.9 assists. The season before that, 14.9 points, 4.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists. So he's ascending, right? And I believe this could be a breakout season for Immanuel Quickley. In the later rounds, I'm looking at guys like Brandon Podziemski. In his second year, he could have a breakout season for fantasy. Klay Thompson is out of town. There's nothing but opportunity here. Just to take a look at his team, the depth chart, he's the starting shooting guard according to this data. I think it's a great opportunity for him. He didn't have the biggest year last year, averaged 9.2 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, and 3.7 assists. Not the craziest stats, but definitely him starting this season is going to be a huge opportunity for him. I'm drafting Brandon Podziemski everywhere. Another Golden State Warrior, Trayce Jackson-Davis. In those later rounds, you want to make sure you're swinging for the fences. This is a guy that can be a double machine if he gets the minutes. And he is actually number 2 in the depth chart after Draymond Green, but I imagine that he's going to play alongside Draymond Green at some point during the season. So I'm hyped on him, a 24-year-old guy, 6'9", 245 pounds. Definitely someone we're interested. Didn't have the craziest stats last year, averaged 7.9 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and about a half a steal, and 1.1 blocks per game. Draft yourself some Trayce Jackson-Davis. Another big man, Derek Lively, somebody that I know is going to cook up and leave him shook up this season. Last year averaged only 8.8 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, 1.1 assists, 0.7 steals, 1.4 blocks per game. Let's go. In terms of his team, they have him as number 2 in the depth chart after Daniel Gafford. This young man is going to start. Watch out for it. It's not something you even need to worry about. Now that you know 10 players you need to target in drafts, check out this playlist of all of our mock drafts.